Hello everybody! Am I live now? I do not know if I am live. I really apologize for being this late. I was actually on Facebook Live talking to you, enjoying myself, waiting for people to join for about 8 or 9 minutes until I realized that nobody was joining. So now I am just wondering if this is working at all. Yes, oh my goodness, it might be working now. I think I see one person. Yeah, so I was just chatting away, talking about myself, talking about New Year's resolutions, and just waiting for you guys to join, and it didn't work. So here I am, a little bit late for the broadcast, but I'm here and I'm here to answer your questions. So if you can see me, please type something in. Yes, okay, my goodness, thank you so much. Thank you for your patience. I have no idea if those other videos are even there. I actually don't think they are, because when I was like, do I finish the broadcast? I went to press finish and it said your video must be 4 seconds long. And I was like, okay, so those 9 minutes of me talking to myself, I think are gone. So, well, thank you, Tanner. I appreciate that. Welcome. So we'll give people a few minutes to join, well, a few seconds to join. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I am now on my iPad instead of the iPhone, so it worked. I suppose that was the issue. I'll just take a little sip of water because that was a little stressful there. Okay, so who am I? I am Samantha Barley, life coach. I've been a life coach for almost 3 years now, and I'm loving what I'm doing. I'm working for myself, and before that I was a drug counselor. So I worked as a drug counselor in a rehabilitation center, helping people overcome, big difficulties, big challenges. I was doing group sessions, individual sessions, crisis intervention, and so I really have a lot of experience. I also myself, when I was a teenager, was addicted to drugs and went through the whole rehab thing myself, learned a lot about myself, and love teaching people what I've learned. So it's been many years since then. I don't know if you can tell that I'm getting a little older now, and I really want to share with you anything that I can to help you improve your life. So in the other video for the 9 minutes, I was talking about New Year's. We could talk a little bit about that. It's totally up to you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to write them, but I know that New Year's is a time where people start to question themselves, they start to wonder if they're where they want to be, in their lives, and I think that it's very, very good to do so. I think that the New Year's is a very good time to question ourselves. I know that a lot of people wait until New Year to do that, but this is something that you want to really try and do as much as you can. You really want to question your life and see, okay, where am I at? How am I feeling? What do I want? And to do it as often as you can. To really, wonder, am I happy? Can I be happier? Do I feel fulfilled? Is what I'm doing satisfying to me? Because we do, we do have short lives. I mean, they're long in the sense that it feels long, but it doesn't last forever. And I feel that it really is worth it to be doing the things that you want to be doing in terms of career, in terms of the people that you're around, the activities that you're choosing, taking care of yourself. It's extremely important to do that because, I mean, when else are you going to do it? Don't wait until you're, retired to then travel. Find a way to travel now. And so the new year is a time where people are really questioning themselves and, hoping to create new healthy habits. And that's what I'm here to help people with. New healthy habits, new ways of thinking, new perspectives. And hi Peter, welcome, it worked. I'm on the iPad. Peter was the one telling me that it wasn't working. So yeah, so I'm talking about creating new healthy habits. And the new year is a very good time to do that because we're questioning ourselves. And so what I would really suggest is start with one thing, start with, one thing that you want to change and create a new healthy habit for that. So there's a question. What do you do if you have a certain career you want to pursue but don't know the steps to go about it? Very good question. So if you have a certain career that you want to pursue, you don't know the steps, well, start looking online. Nowadays with Google, we have so many answers to the questions that we want. So, I mean, even in my group life coaching, I was telling everybody, like, all of the things I'm saying, I know you find very helpful and it's great to have me there, but you can get a lot of these answers on Google. You can get all of these answers by doing some research because it's all there. So if you're looking for a specific, you want to change careers, start saying, okay, well, what does it take to do this job? What does it take? What do I need? Or what do some people suggest that I need? When you are looking online, don't stop at the first thing because there is a lot of advice out there. There are a lot of people who have opinions, and I mean, a lot of them are great opinions, a lot of them maybe not so great opinions. You have to be able to determine what feels right to you, what seems like the right step to you. So the step to go is start by looking online, start by finding other people who are doing that career. It can be even people in your city. If you live in a city like I do in Montreal, there's, every career under the sun. And so you can, start by emailing people saying, hey, what did it take? How did you do that? Or if you know anybody who's doing that thing that you want to do, start talking to them, start getting out there. Go to events. I mean, it can be networking events, but it can be, I have people who talk to me who want to be a life coach, and I say, come to the events, come to see what I'm doing, go and see other teachers, go and experience it, see what other people are doing and see how that feels to you. Imagine yourself doing that. Imagine what it would be like to have that career. And, just start with that. What does it take? There's somebody who was in my group the other night who was saying that he wants to start a photography website, but he, was a little bit scared. How do you stop people from taking your photos? That was a fear that was blocking him. And I know that a lot of us have those fears. We think, oh yeah, I really want to do this thing. I really want this job, or I really want this thing in my life. But then there's something that, like, oh yeah, but there's like that but what about this? Well, don't stop yourself at that fear. It's completely natural that you have a fear, that you're like, I don't know, what if this bad thing happens? Well, okay, so, don't, take a look at it, see what's happening, see that there might be something blocking you, but then find the answer. In terms of people stealing your pictures on websites, there's all sorts of things about copyright, and there's all sorts of things that you can learn. You just contact the right people, ask the right questions, and you'll have your answers. And so, I know that when we're wanting to make changes, we're wanting, something like a new career, there are those fears that come up, but don't let them stop you. Just let them be an indicator that you need to get more information. You need to ask more people questions. And then one step at a time. Like every little question that you have, write it down and then say, of course there's an answer for it. Of course there's somebody who can help me. Of course there's an article about it or a coach that can guide me in the right direction, because almost everything's been done. I mean, you might think you have a new idea, and that's something that I've learned from Peter and Tom Hartman is Tom Hartman creates, websites, and he has people who think they have the best new idea, and it's something that's like YouTube, like YouTube but different. And so thinking you have this great new idea, it's probably almost been done. Then you get to go and do it in your own creative way, which is super fun. But there's somebody who's done something similar. So go and learn from them. Learn from their mistakes, so maybe you don't have to make them. Hope that answers your question. So I see that there's 7 of you guys watching. Is there anybody who has any other questions? I'm here to answer any questions about personal development. It can be self-esteem, happiness, career, and yeah, I see a question here. I don't quite understand the question. If you can just type it in again, then I'll get to you. Welcome to the room, everybody. I'm here answering questions about personal development. So happiness, self-esteem, career, enjoying your life, keeping your New Year's habits. Any questions that you might have, please send them my way. I'm about to do a group life coaching on self-love tomorrow, about loving yourself. So until I have another question, I can answer a little bit about that, talk about self-love. I know that you often hear people talking about self-love, and it is extremely important if you want to have a happy life. If you want to enjoy your life, you have to find a way to appreciate who you are. I'm somebody who I really did not appreciate myself back when I was younger, and it really hurt me. It hurts to put yourself down. It hurts to judge yourself. It hurts to always be critical. And learning to love yourself, to appreciate who you are, to accept that you're a human being with faults, and somebody who makes mistakes is incredibly satisfying, because then you have extra energy. You have, this happiness that goes with you day to day. And so when I'm talking about self-love, I always want people to know that it's something that is possible even if you don't feel it now. And it is something that will incredibly improve your life. And so when I'm talking about self-love, you really want to realize that you're never going to be perfect, that you're always in the process of perfecting yourself. You're always in the process of improving your life. Even when you die, you will never have been a perfect person. You'll be you, and you'll be wonderful. So I see just a comment there about being sad all the time. One thing when it comes to self-love, or even just feeling better, is starting to find things to appreciate. So it can be about yourself, but I know even from personal experience, when you really don't like yourself, trying to find something you like about yourself is pretty difficult. So if you're feeling very low, finding other things to appreciate. So taking the time every day, it can be in a journal, it can be, sitting in a quiet place, in nature, in your room, going for a walk, and taking time to find things that you can appreciate. No matter how bad your life is, no matter how bad you feel, if you consciously look for things that feel better, so look for things to appreciate. It could be having a nice glass of clean water to drink. So finding something to appreciate and choosing to do that. So putting your attention on that thing, because the reason you feel bad most of the time is because of the things that you are thinking and focusing on. Think about it for a second. If you're feeling sad all the time, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling all these, negative emotions, they're not necessarily bad, they're just uncomfortable. When you're focusing on these, when you're feeling these feelings, it's because you're thinking of things that make you feel that way. And so by shifting your focus, even just practicing 10 minutes a day to say, okay, I want to feel better. I want to feel better, and so I'm going to do something about it. And taking that moment to say, what can I appreciate right now? And consciously doing it, finding the things that feel good to you, finding the things that help you feel a little bit better is the exercises that you need to do. This is something that you need to do on a regular basis. So if you've been feeling sad, if you've been feeling down, then it's because you have a habit of thinking. You have a habit of thinking negatively or thinking about things that you don't prefer. And so you have to start changing your habits. You have to start changing the way that you're thinking and putting your attention on things that you appreciate. Mahmoud, I see your comments. It really is something that needs to be done on a day-to-day basis. It can't be something that you do once in a while. When I first got into personal development, that's what I wanted, right? And that's what most people want is, you know, the magic pill, the snap your fingers and I feel better and everything is great. Well, no, it is changing habits and doing it regularly. So having habits of appreciating, looking for things that you can enjoy, okay? So happiness isn't only about, okay, you know, writing down things I like about myself, that is all great, but it's also about finding things that fulfill you. So if you're feeling depressed, then I know that it's harder to find things that you enjoy because I've been there. I've been depressed, low self-esteem, all of that stuff. But, you know, forcing yourself to find something that you can enjoy, finding a new activity with people, so being around other people who are positive, you know, getting out of the house, going for a walk, those are things that I enjoy. Rollerblading in the summer, maybe you live somewhere where it's summer all the time, lucky you, but finding an activity that is going to get you excited. So things like that. I'm just gonna read your message. Yeah, I know. We get into these sort of patterns, right? We get into these patterns of negative routines. We have these habits of, you know, not doing what we want, you know, said we were going to do. And that's the thing is, once you realize, oh, okay, today I'm, you know, going to stay in bed again, then you have the power to change it because you realize that, okay, this is what's happening with me right now, but now I want to change it. Now I want to get out of this routine, get out of this bad habit. And so I'm going to start with one thing. And when you're changing your life, when you're going from feeling, you know, really down, really depressed, or you have negative habits, you don't want to change everything all at once. That's one of the things that a lot of people do for the New Year's, is they decide that this is the year and I'm changing everything about myself. I'm going to change my career. I'm going to change my relationship. I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to yeah, that's good. Those are great. Like, I really do applaud you. I want you to change all those things for yourself. I think that it's great, but do not put too much on your plate. It depends where you're at. If you're feeling super depressed, just getting out of bed is a difficult thing. And that's the habit that you would want to change, is if you're super depressed, just getting out of bed and going for a walk around the block every morning, that is something that you have control over right now. If you're doing relatively well in life, you have the career, the lover, those things that you want, then you want to focus on something else. It could be, you know, changing the food that you eat. Well, you have to create a new healthy habit, and it's something that has to be done daily. To create a new habit, it takes about 3 weeks. And so to, you know, change something around, you can't just do it once a week. You can't just do it twice a week. It has to be something that you do consistently. There's many different, you know, things that you can do to remind yourself. I have, you know, I'm practicing mindfulness, so just being aware of what's going on, how I'm feeling. And so I have a mindfulness app that I found on my phone. It goes ding every once in a while, and it says, take a deep breath and be mindful. I'll do that now. And it's something that is important to me, so I set reminders. For a lot of clients, I'll tell them to put things on their mirror. I'll tell them to change things around in their house. I'll tell them to journal. So whatever it is that you're working on, you want to be able to do it consistently, and do one thing at a time. So if you're wanting to lose weight, well, you know, you can start with exercise. It could be, I'm just going to go for a walk every day, and then it can be, I'm going to go for a walk every day, and I'm going to change my cappuccino to a green tea. And so, you know, consistent habits like that is the things that will really help you to get where you want to go. Does anybody else have any other questions? I hope that answered some of them. It's really about consistent change. Oh, Peter's writing, experiment when you don't know what to do, gain experience. Oh, I missed a couple of things from you, Mahmoud. Yeah, I know. I felt down before. It takes a lot of persistence. Once you realize that, okay, I'm feeling lazy, I'm feeling down, then you have to make your efforts. You have to encourage yourself, say, of course I can. Other people have felt this way and they've gotten out of it, so let me find the ways to do it, and let me practice this every day. And if you don't, it's okay, but realize that the more you practice something, the more that you remind yourself of what you want, how you want to feel, and you make some consistent efforts, then you're going to see improvement. And just keep at it. Just keep at it. You don't give up. You don't want to give up, because what is the alternative? So you have to keep going. You have to keep trying something new. And there's so many tips and tricks, and there's so many things that I can tell you. Hi, Fanny! Welcome! And so you have to find what works for you. Try something, you know, try a new tip every 3 weeks, you know, see how it goes. See how that changes your life. The biggest thing that I always suggest is write down things you appreciate about yourself. Focus on what you love about yourself. Okay, so New Year's resolutions. Yep. Okay, so that's the thing. Yeah, I was talking about this in the video that didn't actually get recorded. That's why I'm late today. I think I'll be finishing in about 5 or so minutes. But yeah, so the thing with New Year's resolutions is people are great that they want to change their lives. The thing is, changing your lives isn't just making that one decision and saying, I'm going to change my life. It is a decision that you have to make every day. So when it comes to New Year's resolutions, a lot of people, myself included in the past, I would look at the new year as a fresh start. But then, a few weeks in, I didn't keep it going. And so what you really want to do is create a new healthy habit. Just one thing that you're going to do consistently. So if it is, wanting to lose weight, well, decide to take a walk every day and go for a walk every day. It doesn't have to be go to the gym, because I know that some people it's hard to go to the gym, but you can go for a walk every day. So you want to create a new habit and stick with that one habit. When you've kept that one up, like going for a walk every day, add something new, which would be, like I mentioned before, changing your cappuccino for a green tea, and make that a new habit, and then add something else, add something else. And so the changing of the New Year's, the New Year resolution, changing our habits is not something that is, you might not see a change right away. You might not even see a change in a month. You will feel differently. You'll probably be proud of yourself for having done it. But you want to change your whole self, because oftentimes New Year's resolutions is wanting to change something pretty big, right? Like something pretty big, like a habit you've had your whole life. And so if you think that just by doing something for a few weeks is going to do it, well, then you're in denial. You have to recognize that it will take time. It will take time, and you're going to become a new person. I recently started journaling. I often suggest journaling to clients, but I never really enjoyed it in the past. I always did it, and I was like, it's not for me. And so I would just think different things. But now I decided, you know what? I do want to be journaling. And what I said to myself is, I want to be somebody who journals. Not I'm gonna journal. I want to be somebody who journals, and I want to be somebody who journals for the rest of my life. Because when I imagine myself, in 20 years from now, I'll say, you know what, that's a habit that is pretty cool. That's a habit that brings me, into myself. I think about myself, self-discovery. It's something that I want to continue doing. So find something, a new habit that you want to have for the rest of your life. And going for a walk every day, or going for a walk every second day, or, you know, exercising, is something that is like more concrete, more firm, more of a decision than I'm just going to go to the gym for a few months and then stop. Choose something that you want to do. Choose something that you will enjoy doing. Choose a new habit that at first might feel, you know, uncomfortable or a little bit difficult to remember, like writing in a journal, but then make it fun. Find a way to enjoy it. So with New Year's resolutions, you want to make them fun, enjoyable, something simple, create a new simple habit, keep that going for as long as it takes for it to become routine. That's what a habit feels like, right? Like you have a habit of brushing your teeth. You have a habit of maybe drinking your coffee in the morning or doing something a certain way. We all have different habits. And so find a new healthy habit and keep that going for as long as you can. As long as you can, meaning until it becomes routine. If you see that, oh, no, I was going to say a bad word. Oh, crap, I you know, haven't done it for 4 days, well, go back and start again. Say, okay, this is something that I decided that I want to do. Why do I want to do it? Oh yes, it's very important to me. I want to be happy. I want to be healthy. I want the life that I want. So let me get back on it, you know, and let me get back on it. And Samantha says that it will be hard at first, but then it will become a habit. So let me make it a habit. I have to make it a habit. So you really want to create your new healthy habits. I've said it a million times, and even in my group this week and tomorrow I'm going to say it again, is these new healthy habits are what's going to change your life. It doesn't have to be the huge things, it's the small things. So any last questions before I let you go? I think I've definitely been on for half an hour now. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. I am very sorry about the technical issues at the beginning. I will be doing Ask a Life Coach again, probably in a few weeks or so, so just follow me on Facebook. So it's Facebook /Samantha.Barley. I'm also offering discounts for life coaching sessions, so you can take a look at samanthabarley.com. You know, having somebody there to support you, to guide you on a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly basis is very, very beneficial, because then you're not going to let it go. You know, you're going to invest in yourself and you're going to make it happen. So I want to help you, and you know, you guys can follow me on social media. I'm always posting fun, helpful things. Like I said, you can get so many answers on Google. Like even if you just look up how to be happy or how to raise your self-esteem on Google and you put one of those things into practice, my goodness, your life is going to change. And it really is worth it. You feel so much better. So I just want to thank you guys so much for being here. Samantha Barley, and I will see you again soon. Bye.